Hi guys and gals, it's Shane Stevenson here at the Buffalo Naval Park. And again, with my recent family trip to Germany, I went to the Technik Museum in Sinsheim, Germany, where there was this U17 / S196 U-boat. You will also see a pretty exciting time-lapse video of the travels of this U-boat in June and July of 2024 as it went from the Technik Museum in Speyer, Germany to the one we visited in Sinsheim, Germany. If you ever are in Germany and you go to one of those two cities, please visit the Technik Museum. Pretty fabulous stuff. It traveled about 28 days, going through Mannheim, Heidelberg, Eberbach, and other towns and waterways. So here you'll see the forward bow with 8 torpedo tubes. This was a really small U-boat, and I'm going to give more of a description as we walk around. But since I was not able to go into the boat, you'll see that scaffolding there, but it was closed off to the public. What I believe is one torpedo for one torpedo tube. And so they only had 8 loads with 0 reloads. Also a little bit about her designation. As I mentioned, she was U17 or S196. So U17 is her German designation, while the S196 was her international pennant number. And that was used by NATO forces throughout Europe, but not with the U.S. navies that were part of NATO. So it's not like they changed designations. It was both S196 and U17. So this boat went through a modernization in the early 1990s. Originally it used the DM2 Seal, or Sea Eel torpedo. This was a single-purpose anti-surface warfare 550-pound warhead with magnetic proximity fuse to explode underneath a ship. It was wire-guided, electric motor-driven, with a passive acoustical homing head. During its modernization from a Type 206 to a Type 206A, it switched to the DM2A3 Seehecht torpedo. That was 20 pounds heavier, and it actually had a 3D panoramic homing head, which now was able to have the torpedo serve dual purpose, both anti-surface and anti-submarine warfare. A little bit about the boat itself. It was laid down 1st October 1970, commissioned 28 November 1973, and was decommissioned 14 December 2010. It's 159 feet in length with a 15-foot beam, about 500 tons submerged, and it had a complement of 22 officers and crew. Now we're heading to the propulsion system. You'll see that it's a 7-bladed prop. This was another one of her early 1990s modifications, going from Type 206 to Type 206A. As originally configured, it had a 5-bladed prop. Propulsion was 2 4-stroke engines coupled to ASEA Brown Boveri or ABB generators, and 1 electric motor turned the prop. Now as we come around to starboard side, if we focus on the steel, it was actually constructed and the pressure hull was made of non-magnetic steel. All right, so that allowed it to traverse and combat magnetic sea mines. They used this in the earlier 205 class boats, but they found that over time there was cracking from the stress and corrosion of the boat itself. So for all of the Type 206 class, they used new non-magnetic steel, which did not corrode or crack. In all, for the Type 206 U-boat, there were 18 constructed. They were developed and designed by the Hauelswerk Deutsche Werft, HDW, located in Kiel, Germany, which constructed 8 of them. and there were 10 constructed at Nordseewerk in Emden, Germany. And they were meant to operate in the relative shallow Baltic Sea area, attacking Eastern Bloc shipping. So here's the aforementioned video I mentioned, that 28-day travel from Speer to Sinsheim, Germany. This is only a segment, but look at that. It goes down on port, it goes down on starboard, and what they did is they attached steel plates on a pulley, a chain pulley system, and if they needed to rotate it to starboard or to port, especially to get under some bridges, like there you see it's on port right now, it's on its side, so the chain would be attached and they would pull it from one side to the other. They have the whole video, of the whole time-lapse video. I didn't cover the whole thing, but you can see all the interest with all the, oh, there she goes to starboard. Isn't that pretty fabulous? And so that was, definitely necessary when they were going through the bridges on the waterways, especially in Heidelberg, which is a low bridge. Well, I want to thank you again, as always, for your support. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that fun stuff. And we're going to be bringing you some exciting videos in 2025, so be on the lookout for those. And as always, thanks again for your support.